Hello, my name is Andrew Grant, and today I would like to talk to you about the toolbars and sidebars of Finder and what you can do with them. The toolbar of Finder can be seen at the top part of Finder, and if you do not see it, you'll notice there's a little pill button here, a little oval. If we click on that, the toolbar disappears. So if you're in Finder View and you do not see that, click on that little oval. Now this also pertains to almost all windows inside Mac OS X. The Finder window has a icon at the top that if you command click, it will pull down to show you the path on how we got to where we're currently at. You can also see this same information down here at the very bottom. Now, if you do not see that, the View menu gives you an option to show path bar. If it says hide path bar, then it's already visible. So showing the path bar will give you this option down here at the bottom. The nice thing about the folders on the path bar is you can actually drag icons of applications, files, folders into these folders and move or copy things that way, just as though they were a regular folder up here. You may notice also that I have one or two icons on my toolbar that don't necessarily show up by default. If you go to the View menu and select the Customize Toolbar option, you'll be given an option to add or remove icons from your toolbar. This is the default toolbar down here. By simply dragging this up and dropping it up here, it will replace everything that's here with this. We can then, one at a time, drag items off the toolbar and place new items on top. For instance, I'm going to put a new folder icon up here, drop it, and now we've got the new folder option. By dragging that and letting go, it will disappear and be removed from the toolbar. When you're done selecting your options, simply select Done, and your toolbar is now modified. The sidebar is another interesting item on Finder. In the sidebar, you can put any folders you would like. For instance, I'm going to drag the science fiction folder and drop it here in places. Now notice if I'm at between the existing items in my sidebar, you'll end up with a blue bar. If I'm over top, it'll simply drop it in that folder. So I'm going to put it above here. And now there is a science fiction folder here in my sidebar. By clicking once on that, I am now in the science fiction folder. Now notice I cannot scroll left or right down here to see how I got here. What I can do is command click up here and select a different folder, and now the full path becomes available. The other option I can do is select the science fiction folder. If I want to know how I got here, here's the path down here. But in order to get the scroll for left to right, I can hold down the command and press the up arrow to navigate up one level in that directory structure. So I went from science fiction to books, and that opened up the scroll option as well. So these shortcuts here don't necessarily give you an ability, once you're there, to scroll through the hierarchy on how you got there. It's almost as though it's there and that's all you have. But know that you can command click up here to get to another folder. You can command up arrow to go up one level in the hierarchy of the folder structure, and any of those will return the left-right scroll option to see how you got to where you're at. It's important to know that these folders in your sidebar are shortcuts. They do not have the full ability to drag them around as though they were the actual folders. For instance, I can take science fiction here and drag it down to my dock, and things move out of the way to allow me to put the science fiction folder in my dock. I'm going to remove that now. If, however, I try to drag this shortcut folder, you'll notice as soon as I start to drag this out that the icon next to the mouse indicates that it's going to disappear or be removed. If I try to drag it down here to the dock, things don't move out of the way to allow it to sit there permanently. So by simply letting go of the mouse, you can see I've removed this from the sidebar. Now if you do remove things from the sidebar, remember that you can put them back just as easily. For instance, once you navigate back to that spot, I'm going to command up arrow to get my hierarchy. I can grab science fiction again and place it back in the sidebar that simply. What we've learned here is that you can make your toolbar appear and disappear, and this works in almost all windows inside Mac OS X. The sidebar is a special place where you can put shortcuts for connected drives, mounted disk images, folders that you like to visit regularly. The last thing I want to show you about the Finder is the four main views of Finder. They are the icon view, the list view, the column view, and the cover flow view. All of these have their own special attributes. In the column view, you have the ability to scroll left and right and see how you got to where you're at. However, it is lacking the ability to sort files by the date they were created or by their size. The list view, however, gives you the ability to sort by date modified, size, or kind or type of file. CoverFlow also gives you a few of these features. You have the date modified, size, and kind, but you also have the ability to combine that list view with the ability to simply right and left arrow and scroll through files and folders. These are the different views of Finder. Hopefully this will make you a little bit more familiar with the toolbar, how to modify your toolbar, not only in Finder, but in other applications in OS X as well, and the sidebar, and how you can create shortcuts in the sidebar and hopefully make it a little bit easier to get to the things that you go to most often.